Hey, got the popcorn popping, but I don't care. Let's go. Oh shit, hold on. Yo, it's only about to blow up. Ooh. There's the problem.
Some of the deals going on right now. Saudi Arabia.
Hold on, we'll go back. All right, let's go.
According to our reporting, some of the deals going on right now. Saudi Arabia, 2 luxury towers, Live Golf Partnership, Qatar, Golf Club and Villas, UAE, luxury hotel, cryptocurrency deal, Oman, resort and golf project.
And the dinner.
I mean this sincerely. I mean, does it bother you that this is happening at the same time that these nation states are also trying to curry favor with Trump himself?
Well, it doesn't really bother me that people are in business for years, then their dad gets elected president, and then they continue to go on in business. We knew we were electing a businessman president. We knew his family was in business. So I think the American people have full visibility into that. Number two.
We're talking about new deals here, not existing
well, they're business
deals.
people. They're cutting deals all the time.
You're okay with them cutting deals while Trump is sitting in the White House when he's going over there
countries that
to
are
negotiate
actively doing negotiations with
We're negotiating with every country in the world every day. Well, let me answer your question, the specific criticism about Hunter Biden. All the things you just mentioned, towers, golf courses, hotels, resorts, tangible things.
Cryptocurrency and meme coins, Scott. Don't forget those.
You do something, money changes hands, a service is provided, a tower is built, a golf course is developed. Can you name one tangible service other than finger paintings that Hunter Biden provided for any money but change hands?
I do think that is a
fair critique of Hunter.
I think that's a fair critique of the Hunter Biden of it all.
That's not apples.
That's fair. Hell yeah, I like this being fair.
But you're not addressing the fact that in all of these countries, in order to do any of these things, they have to go to the political leadership of the countries to get them approved. That doesn't address that at all.
Abby, at 10:07, Scott was telling me how the biggest modern day conspiracy we've had in terms of a president, scandal, was Joe Biden and his health. And he said that, and then he criticized Chuck Schumer, right, about the fact that he didn't have any character because he didn't stand up to it. But at 10:27, 10:28, the argument has changed because what we do know is that there is a $400 million jet from Qatar. What we do know is that there is a $5.5 million golf course in Qatar. What we do know is what Syria is offering Donald Trump. And what we do know is that the things that are happening in the Middle East, Saudi Arabia, buying meme coins that mean absolutely nothing. The fact is, and I would love for Scott to be able to answer this question, but...
Before you ask the question, did y'all know? Because of Hillary got that bracelet, and they had a huge problem with that from overseas. But here's the thing. Or necklace. It was bracelet or necklace, one of them things. But I didn't know it was illegal for a sitting president to take anything from any foreign government. So like any kind of gifts, it's illegal for them to take that. Because it can be considered a bribe. I didn't know that. Because when people was making a big deal about the plane, what the fuck it matter? Like, you get them fucking new plane, who cares? Like, but then like when I learned that you can't, it's illegal, I'm like, oh shit. Okay, maybe that's a problem.
For the fact, and that's when I didn't really do well in law school, but I remember but for the fact Donald Trump is president of the United States, none of this would happen. And so that is what you call a kleptocracy. And so when you have children, and no, and 1 second, Kevin, because you wanted to talk about you wanted to talk about Kamala Harris being mediocre. Donald Trump Jr. and what's the other one? Eric are the definition of what mediocre is. And what I'm saying is that now they are reaping the benefits of their father.
Different direction?
Please.
Just for a moment.
No, guide me. I'm blind.
What does this have to do with Middle East policy? Please, just a moment.
Oh, no, please.
Excuse me.
Oh, yes.
What does this have to do with the fact that he is trying to create a circle of friendship with the fastest growing geographies in the world before China does?
But wait a second.
Wait, let me finish.
It's a good point. Building friendships with other people, other groups is not a bad thing. We need that. It's a good point.
I just want to introduce an idea. This has
I'm locked and loaded over
nothing
here.
to
So
do with policy.
Go ahead. I'm locked and
What does
loaded.
this have to do with policy?
One thing that I've heard for the last 4 or 5 years is anytime anyone had any criticism of the United States foreign policy in Gaza or whatever, is that these people would be being paid by a resource-rich government that propped up and funded terrorism, which was over in Qatar. Every single time. They were buying influence in Ivy League schools. They were buying influence in social media. They were buying influence everywhere. So anytime you saw somebody
You want to push
that
these
you
countries away. You
were
wanna
saying
push
that
these-
anytime somebody was thought to have any dealings with the Qataris, they were thought as being intellectually and morally tainted. Except the President of the United States,
Facts.
who takes a $400 million plane from them, literally is refurbishing it to be Air Force.
Who cares about the plane? What does that have to do with the
got
fact?
Who cares about the plane, right, man? I was saying the same thing, but again, it's illegal. He's not allowed to take that from that government. That's literally written. A sitting president cannot do that. That is against the law, like genuinely against the law. Fuck me up learning that. I'm like, damn, like I can't take gifts from other overseas. You know what I mean? But like, and again, like, would you really want that? Because then it could be considered bribes. So I get it 100%.
Wait a second.
You know what?
I don't get it. Why focus on something that is irrelevant to the policy?
It's
of
not
the region?
irrelevant.
It's completely irrelevant.
How is it irrelevant?
Would you rather have the Chinese there? Would you rather have them there?
Kevin, the United States Constitution
It's irrelevant.
would like to have a word. The United States Constitution would like to have a word. That's why people care, right?
People care
because the
of the
reason that that's in the Constitution is to prevent the President of the United States from accepting things
What's
that
the
are
goal
being
of the trip?
that are being perceived as bribes.
What is the
I get Kevin. Kevin don't understand. He's from Canada. He don't understand how our Constitution fully works. And he's just like, why don't we just do it? Because it's like it's a business deal, which I get Kevin. But at the same time, like, it's in the Constitution, man. You can't do that. You can't do that. You can't do that. However, though, Trump should take the plane. Like, no. Shh. One of his kids should take the plane, and then he get it back later when he done. He only got 3 more years. Take 3 more years. That's pretty cool. Like, give him a whole fucking plane. I don't know. I just think that's pretty cool. That would make you want to be. Let me shut up. It's pretty cool. I don't know. I don't see an issue with it. I understand, but at the same time, like, I do get why that's in the Constitution.
The goal of the trip is not to get a giant gift that he can say belongs to him as president, but then he takes with him when he leaves the office.
Abby, you have to distance yourself from Trump derangement syndrome. It's irrelevant to policy. It doesn't matter.
Okay,
what matters
Kevin,
is, why are all these AI guys
have
on this
you
trip?
heard of the emoluments clause?
Wait. Why do you have all the leaders?
Kevin, no, seriously, it's a serious question. Have you heard of the emoluments clause? Do you understand that is in the Constitution?
He doesn't. No.
And do you understand that even if you think that maybe it might be okay,
how many fairies dance on a pin does not do policy.
Incredibly dubious.
So let me ask you a question.
That, right?
So I'm sorry.
Let me just say, but Kevin doesn't operate by the same morals and ethics and values that we're talking
above
about.
that. I focus on
you're
policy.
so rich, you get to be above it. That's
It's nothing to do with wealth. It's policy.
No.
Policy.
No, but here's the point about the policy. Let me make one point, fellas.
You gotta like Kevin for that reason, though. He's like, look, like what he's Machiavellian in thought. Like, look, what do we do to make the country better? That's what matters. Point blank, period. Nothing more, nothing less. What do we do to make the country better? Are you talking about all this stupid shit? If he has to go overseas and that relationship we build with them and it makes us better and more advanced than China, we need to get on that. Kevin got a point.
If someone is willing to take a $400 million plane from a government, that the kinds of things that Van was talking about, people have said, even Ted Cruz had some issues with this. What else is he willing to do? And Scott, you're talking about these tangible things. Meme coins are not tangible. They're nothing. Cryptocurrency is nothing. There is a bidding war going on right now with governments and countries and companies. We have no idea what their alignments are to buy enough meme coins to buy access to our
There's a story tonight in the New York Times about a very mysterious company that bought hundreds of millions of worth of
links to
Trump
China.
I
meme coins with links to
I
China.
think- go ahead, I'm sorry.
So, I mean, there's
go
some
ahead.
real questions and concerns about the money that is being
The emoluments,
made here.
The emoluments thing you raised, I mean, it's a good question. It's a legitimate debating point, and I assume it'll ultimately be tested in court. The administration has a point of view on it. I assume they're going to be sued, or I don't know how you would get it into court on this, but my assumption is ultimately the Supreme Court is the only people who can give us some arbitration on this. So I assume that's where it's headed.
Welcome to Take 5 Bullshit.
You know, it was interesting. Somebody took a big ass gulp at the end of that, and I heard it like it was loud as hell. But yeah, no. Like, hey man, if it's illegal, it's illegal. But yeah, I don't know. I hate when a leader gets elected. I hate it, but I love it at the same time. When a leader gets elected, we all somewhat are on one accord with making the leader do good. You know what I mean? We're all kind of like, we're gonna find any possible thing to talk shit about anything they're doing, and that's frustrating as hell. It's very frustrating, but I understand it. You know, whatever. But anyways, I'm out, y'all. Peace.